All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Zach. So I guess I just want to talk a little bit about probably a story that you've all heard before. It's about Esau and Jacob, and when they're receiving. There's a story about Isaac giving blessing over his sons, and it's kind of an interesting concept, like blessing your sons, because I don't think we don't really do that anymore. And it's kind of like this interesting moment where it's kind of like a mixture of like prophecy and prayer over your son, and it's just kind of an interesting concept, and it happens later on in Genesis too. And so I was just kind of reading this, and I'm sure you've heard this story before, where Jacob puts on the fur of an animal to disguise himself as his brother, and kind of tricks his father into giving him the blessing. And I just thought it was interesting how much it impacted Esau, because Esau was so upset that he wanted to kill his brother. And it was just interesting because, like, when you think about it, really, all Isaac was really doing was kind of just like speaking some words over him. And I don't mean to like strip away like the spiritual element of it, but it's kind of really showed me how impactful words can be to somebody, and just kind of opened my eyes to kind of just the differences between blessings and curses, just to ordinary words that we wouldn't even consider to be a quote-unquote blessing from God or something. It's amazing how Esau thought that because his father told Jacob that he'd be successful, just because of those words, that he thought that like he could have been successful as well, regardless of the words that were spoken over him. But he gave those words power, and so it's kind of like the level of belief that you believe in words is the power that they have. And like you think about that with scripture too, and it's like, for example, if somebody's really struggling and you try to comfort them with a scripture like, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. If you don't believe at all in that scripture, it has like zero effect, zero power for your life. But if you believe in it strongly, then that is like all the power. And so really, like, even when someone says something to you, you can give it power or not. And it also kind of made me think about our thoughts too. In fact, there's a verse in Psalms which says, Psalm 62:4, which says, "They bless with the words of their mouths, but inwardly they curse." And so that just makes me think of how important thoughts are as well, and just that you can also be blessing and cursing with your thoughts as well. But also not just, I think our immediate response is just to think about this as it relates to other people, but it's also really important about ourselves, because I think that we like curse ourselves a lot, and we just kind of like speak lies about who we actually are to ourselves. And for example, like if you walk away from a conversation where you feel like like the conversation didn't go the way you thought it would, or you thought it was kind of awkward, and then like you walk away from it and you're just kind of like, well, I'm just not good at conversations, or I'm just an awkward person, and you're just kind of like cursing yourself in that moment. by believing something about yourself that's not true. I think that one of the biggest lies the devil tries to tell us is that we can't change who we are. And like he'll try to tell you that like you can't change the fact that you're not good at conversations. You can't change the fact that you're shy but like those are all
Lies.
yeah, those are all lies.